Though they had faced the brutal snowstorm and the eerie whispers of the forest, the true test of their courage was yet to come, as they prepared to confront the unknown terror that had trapped the family in that desolate cabin. In the heart of winter in 1983, in the depths of a remote national park, a family of 4 found themselves trapped in a snowstorm. Desperation filled their hearts as they huddled together for warmth, their breath visible in the frigid air. Meanwhile, at the park ranger station, a team of seasoned experts received a distress call. The family's signal had been picked up on their radio, crackling with fear and urgency. Without hesitation, the rangers donned their cold weather gear and set out on a dangerous rescue mission. The park rangers knew they had a tough mission ahead of them. The family was stranded deep within the snowy forest, and the storm was unforgiving. They bundled up in their thick insulated jackets, pulled on their sturdy boots, and secured their gloves tightly. With their backpacks filled with emergency supplies and equipment, they set out into the biting cold.
Welcome back, and please enjoy the story that made it into our #1 spot for 1983. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future episodes. Now, back to the show.
The snowflakes were like tiny ice crystals, falling heavily from the dark, cloud-filled sky. The rangers' boots sank into the deep snow with each step, making their progress slow and exhausting. They relied on their compasses and maps to navigate through the dense forest. Visibility was almost non-existent as the swirling snowflakes blocked their view. The wind howled like a ghostly banshee, and the temperature continued to drop. Hours passed, and the rangers could feel the exhaustion setting in. Their feet were numb from the cold, and their bodies ached from the relentless trek through the snow. But they couldn't stop. They had to reach the stranded family. As they trudged through the wilderness, they occasionally heard strange sounds, like the distant howling of wolves or the creaking of tree branches under the weight of the snow. Each noise frightened them, but they shook it off, attributing it to the harshness of the storm. The rangers' determination kept them going. They knew that the family's lives depended on their efforts. They pushed through the snowdrifts, following the faint signal from the family's radio. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, they reached the cabin. The sight of the isolated shelter in the midst of the snowy wilderness was a welcome relief. But the family's terrified faces and their chilling tale of a lurking beast left the rangers unsettled. The family inside was huddled together, their faces etched with fear. They spoke in trembling voices, recounting how they had seen a monstrous creature lurking in the shadows, its eyes glowing like burning embers. The rangers exchanged worried glances, torn between disbelief and duty. They knew they had to get the family to safety, but the forest now seemed more menacing than ever. As night fell and the storm raged on, the cabin's windows rattled and eerie howls filled the air. The family's terror was palpable, and the rangers could no longer dismiss the whispers as mere hallucinations. With their weapons drawn and hearts pounding, the rangers took up positions to protect the family. The night dragged on, a battle between human survival and the unknown lurking in the darkness. With the family's terrified pleas echoing in their ears, they fortified the cabin. Their flashlights illuminated the darkness outside, revealing heavy footprints in the snow leading to the cabin's entrance. The rangers stood in a defensive formation, their rifles trained on the cabin's door. The air grew colder and heavier, and the whispers of the forest seemed to converge on the cabin. The rangers could feel an ominous presence lurking in the shadows. Suddenly, a horrifying growl pierced the silence, scaring the hell out of them. The cabin's walls quivered as an inexplicable force slammed into the door. The rangers held their breath, their eyes wide with terror as they heard the creature roar. The door splintered and buckled under the relentless assault. The rangers opened fire, their gunshots ringing out in the night. But the creature was relentless, its monstrous form obscured by the storm. It circled the cabin, its heavy steps causing the ground to tremble. As the rangers continued to fire, the creature's eyes glowed like fiery embers in the darkness. It was massive, a hulking monstrosity covered in matted fur, its claws glistening with icy frost. Its breath came out in puffs of steam as it bellowed with fury. The battle raged on, a fierce struggle between man and beast in the heart of the snowstorm. The rangers were driven by fear and adrenaline, their shots hitting the creature but seemingly having little effect. The creature's attacks grew more ferocious, and the cabin's walls began to crumble. In the midst of the chaos, one of the rangers noticed something peculiar. The creature seemed to be protecting the cabin, as if it didn't want the family to escape. It was as though it had some strange connection to the trapped family. With this revelation, the rangers changed their approach. Instead of trying to defeat the creature, they focused on creating a distraction. They ignited a signal flare outside the cabin, sending a bright burst of light into the night sky. The creature hesitated, momentarily blinded by the sudden illumination. Seizing the opportunity, the rangers rushed the family out of the cabin and into the blinding storm. They knew they had to get the family to safety, even if it meant facing the creature head-on. As the rangers and the family fled through the snow, the creature let out one final mournful howl. It seemed torn between its desire to protect and its own savage nature. But it did not pursue them into the storm, and the rangers eventually reached the safety of their station, their breathless escape marked by the haunting memory of their encounter with the beast. To this day, the rangers cannot forget that fateful night in 1983, when they braved the unforgiving snowstorm and faced a creature from the depths of the wilderness, a creature that defied explanation and left them with a chilling reminder of the mysteries that lurk in the heart of the forest.
That's all for now. Please leave us a comment and let us know what you think. Please also like and subscribe. If you missed any of this week's episodes, the full compilation will be released tomorrow. See you then.